Welcome to Surviving the Fuckery, where we're just trying to survive all the fuckery that's going on in the world today. Now, before we jump into this video, I have to give a big shout out to those of you who have donated to the channel because you appreciate the time, effort, and creativity it takes to create these videos. Real Deal, Martin Timberlake, Dana Clark, Chaos from Kokomo, Zen Alley Cat, Mountain Goddess, Tilly Lowe, Tony Wilson, Mary Martinez, Blondell Sykes, No More Procrastination, Mary, James Walton, Timothy Matowski, Tracy L. Hennessy, Eric Jordan, Danielle Wells, Jamie Valentine, Marty, M. the Baddest, Don Johnson, Jackie W., CC Love, and Leaning Lamp. Thanks to all of you. Your support means everything to me, and I truly appreciate each and every one of you. Now, in case you've been living under a rock somewhere, someone tried to take President Trump up out of here. And I find it very suspicious indeed that the assassination attempt came on the heels of the Supreme Court's decision to allow presidential immunity, which is what sparked this video. I find it suspicious because the court's ruling said that presidents have broad protections from criminal prosecution for official acts they undertake while in office, but they neglected to define what an official act is. Now, that being said, enjoy.
It's showtime.
President of the United States has to have immunity.
A president has to have immunity.
Having immunity is so important, and I hope the Supreme Court has the courage to do that.
Without presidential immunity, you have nothing. You don't have a president. You have just a ceremonial position. If you don't have immunity, you just have a ceremonial president.
You're not going to have a presidency much. You're not going to have much of a country, frankly. You will have a president that's not going to be able to do anything, because when he leaves office, the opposing party president, if it's the opposing party, will indict the president by the opposition party, by the Democrats, by the radical left lunatics who will indict you and try and put you in prison because you're trying to do something good for the country. And I'm not talking about only me. This has nothing to do with me. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about any president. Hopefully the Republican justices that we have and judges that we have will make correct decisions. And what I want is just fair and correct decisions.
Craziest thing I've ever heard her say by far.
Let's look at a scenario where the Supreme Court says, yes, he has that. He has all those rights. He is immune from everything. Yeah. You know what Joe Biden could do since he is presently president?
What?
Whoa. He could throw every Republican in jail. Yeah. I mean, he could.
They're nuts.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
This is CNN Breaking News.
A monumental Supreme Court decision on the power of the presidency. The highest court in the land just ruled that Donald Trump is entitled to some level of immunity from prosecution for the actions he took in the final days of his presidency. It could put big parts of the election subversion case against him in jeopardy and sets a critical new precedent for future commanders-in-chief.
Breaking news! The Supreme Court has sided with Trump.
This is truly the darkest day in American history.
We can't give up! Oh, come on, man! You're just gonna let another criminal walk free?
I'll never stop trying. I'll never give up.
That's it! I'm writing another book!
This isn't over. We'll get him next time. Well, back to the drawing board.
Take a quick deep breath. The Supreme Court has decided that a president has absolute immunity for his actions while in office. I'm just going to read to you exactly what it says here. It says, a federal grand jury indicted former President Donald Trump on 4 counts of conduct that occurred during his presidency following the November 2020 election. The indictment alleges that after losing that election, Trump conspired to overturn it by spreading knowingly false claims of election fraud to obstruct the collecting, counting, and certification of election results. Trump moved to dismiss this case, claiming that the president has absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for actions performed within the outer perimeter of his official responsibilities, and that the indictment's allegation fell within the core of his official duties. So the Supreme Court is saying everything Donald Trump did on January 6th was an official responsibility of the president? Yes, and this is how they made that happen. I'm going to read from the opinion again. Whenever the president and vice president discuss their official responsibilities, they engage in official conduct. Presiding over the January 6th certification proceeding at which members of Congress count the electoral votes is a constitutional and statutory duty of the vice president. The indictment's allegations claim that Trump attempted to pressure the vice president to take particular acts in connection with his role at the certification proceeding, thus involving official conduct.
How dare you? You have stolen my dreams and my childhood with your empty words.
The Supreme Court basically just said president can do whatever the fuck they want, and then when they leave office, you can't really be prosecuted. You have to prove that that wasn't presidential. That's what they said. It has to be an unofficial act. An unofficial act. So as long as they put it on presidential stationery, it's fine. As long as it says from the office of the President of the United States on the top, then that's official, baby. And we can spend decades in court arguing otherwise. So here I am, still stuck in an airport, and here we are, just being proven over and over again that the writers have been writing this nation real shit, and we cooked. That's it. That's where I'm at right now. We cooked.
Oh, motherfucker, we're fucked now, ain't we?
You are.
I told you, Joe.
Again.
Liberal tears in 3, 2, 1. SCOTUS 6-3 came to a decision. Presidents have full immunity from prosecution when performing acts as president. That includes your favorite president, Orange Man Bad, Donald J. Trump. Full immunity for conducting his acts as president. Ooh, the waterfalls are going to fall. Liberal tears are dropping. Immunity, mother...
Most lawyers have a deep understanding of and respect for the judicial branch of the government. We have studied the strains on the U.S. Supreme Court over the last 248 years and learned how it has always been able to rise in a way to protect democracy. Today marks the day that this lawyer has lost all hope for the judicial branch of the federal government.
I should get some sleep.
I was thinking about the last 30, 35 days or so. I'm not sure any presidential candidate in modern history has had the incredible run of luck of Donald Trump. I mean, from the moment he got convicted in New York on a case that broadly unified the right, and he got his big cash infusion, to the debate implosion of Biden last week, to now we know from the Supreme Court ruling today, he's not going to see the inside of a courtroom outside of sentencing in New York before November. He is on an amazing luck. Democrats were hoping the month of June would totally change the trajectory of this campaign, and it did. Now they're in a nosedive, and they have no idea how to pull out of it. He is on an incredible winning streak right now, and his campaign 30 days after getting convicted is in far better shape than it was.
I hate the Supreme Court!
The Supreme Court has officially ruled that the president is immune from any prosecution as long as what they're doing is an official act. So Trump could just be like, oh, you know, all that hush money stuff, falsifying business records, yeah, it was an official act. Or Nixon could be that, you know, that whole getting people to break into the DNC, the Watergate thing. Oh, that was an official act. Clinton could just say, I'm being sucked off by an intern, officially. And Biden could just assassinate Trump right now, just make it an official act, and he would be immune. Are you kidding me?
Thing that no one's talking about. Immunity for the president. Here's a simple question for you. Let's face it. Which president in the next 50 years, left or the right, you think is going to be using these privileges more? Presidents on the left or the right?
on the left.
Exactly.
Totally.
So to me,
they don't get their way. They try other ways.
First of all, when I heard this, I'm like, oh shit. I mean, I get it right now. You're going to celebrate and be like, oh, you're Trump.
Yeah.
All right, go to 2038. I said, well, the president's got immunity. Well, the president's got immunity. Well, there's Republicans. You guys wanted this. Trump. So why are you upset? He's got immunity. He's got immunity.
Exactly.
And you're going to have to eat your words.
Yep.
Just letting you know.
Oh, shit! Oh, shit!
According to the 3 dissenting Supreme Court justices, is that Donald Trump is above the law.
Former president's been found absolutely immune, which is a really scary thought.
Doesn't that mean the president, any president here, is being given overt carte blanche from the court, that he or she can tell the Justice Department to do anything for any reason?
Constitutionally unfathomable. I've never seen language like this in a Supreme Court opinion.
To put it in Game of Thrones terms, America now has a king.
Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I am willing to make.
This nation was founded on the principle that there are no kings in America. Each of us is equal before the law. No one is above the law, not even the President of the United States. With today's Supreme Court decision on presidential immunity, that fundamentally changed. For all practical purposes, today's decision almost certainly means that there are virtually no limits on what a president can do. This is a fundamentally new principle, and it's a dangerous precedent, because the power of the office will no longer be constrained by the law, even including the Supreme Court of the United States. The only limits will be self-imposed by the president alone.
Raise your right hand.
So this idea is a bunch of malarkey.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Huh? Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Are you trying to give me the double talk?
He's asking you if you swear...
No, but I know all the words.
He's asking you if you'll swear to tell the truth.
Truth is stranger than fiction, Judgy Wudgy.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Certainly. What have I got to lose?
Sit down!
In response to the immunity decision from the Supreme Court this morning, I said on Twitter, according to the Supreme Court, Biden can now send in SEAL Team 6 to take them all out. He could send in the military to take out Trump. He has immunity for official acts now.
I say, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Did the Supreme Court just give President Biden the green light to assassinate Trump with SEAL Team 6? That has actually become one of the main questions following the Supreme Court ruling 6-3 in the decision along ideological lines. It's actually a huge win for Trump, with him ruling that presidents are immune from prosecution. Although there's some caveats, such as the fact that the immunity can only apply to clearly official acts. And when you hear that, you go, okay, well, what is a clearly official act? And there, the court decided to do the super fun thing by not defining what that meant and what constitutes an official act.
You don't find that suspicious?
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
From ABC News, this is a special edition of World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening on this Sunday night, and we begin tonight with the investigation as the nation now struggles to make sense of the horrific turn in this race for president, the attempted assassination of former President Trump at a political rally in Pennsylvania.
A would-be assassin taking aim at former President Donald Trump, shooting him as he rallied thousands in Butler, Pennsylvania. It was roughly 8.5 minutes after Trump took the stage.
If you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
You can hear several pops and see the former president grabbing his ear, ducking for cover behind the podium. Moments before, some in the audience spotting the gunman. This extraordinary image, captured by New York Times photographer Doug Mills, appearing to show the path of a bullet as it whizzed by the former president. His life saved, perhaps by a simple turn of his head. In this next picture, Trump moving to touch his ear. And in a third, blood. In an instant, Secret Service agents rushing the stage, surrounding Trump, shielding him, taking him to the ground. Crowd screaming. Trump's own microphone picking up the frantic cries of the Secret Service. Shooter is down, shooter is down.
We're good. Shooter's down. Are we good to move? We're clear. Let's move.
Agents carefully lifting the former president up.
I got you, sir.
Let me get my shoes on.
Hold that in your head, bloody.
Blood on his face, Trump pumping his fists, shouting, "Fight, fight." Agents whisked the former president off the stage down the stairs to a waiting armored SUV. And the crowd screams in pandemonium as we duck for cover.
We're okay.
And in the stands, urgent calls for a doctor. Someone in the crowd had been shot. Moments later, a person being carried out. 2 people were injured. One man, 50-year-old Corey Comfortor, was killed. Tonight, authorities believe the gunman armed with an AR-style weapon fired from this roof, a building just outside the security perimeter of the rally, about 400 feet from where Trump was speaking. You can see here a Secret Service sniper positioned on the red roof right by the stage when the shots rang out. That sniper taking aim, firing on the gunman, killing him. Authorities believe this image shows the gunman lying on the roof. Today, he was identified by the FBI as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Investigators trying to piece together details about his life. We know that he was a registered Republican. And according to FEC records, Thomas Crooks donated $15 to a progressive group in January of 2021. Authorities have not identified a possible motive. Today, President Biden with this plea.
I urge everyone, please, don't make assumptions about his motives or his affiliations.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
Take a look at these headlines from the mainstream media downplaying the severity of what took place. The Washington Post, quote, Trump leaves rally after loud noises erupt. That's not a joke. Neither is this. A CNN article that was taken down reading, quote, Secret Service rushes Trump off stage after he falls at rally. Another article that was taken down from Forbes reading, quote, will surviving gunfire be Donald Trump's next appeal to black voters?
Joe Concha is a Fox News contributor, and he joins us now. Joe, surprising, but also at the same time completely predictable. What's your reaction to those headlines?
I mean, after what we saw this weekend, Carly, Todd, what we saw that played out live in front of the world, as far as the former president and likely, in terms of you look at the odds, you look at the polls, future president of the United States nearly being, his head nearly shot off on live television. This should have resulted in the kind of objective, unbiased coverage the country deserved in this historic, nearly tragic moment that you saw unfold on your screen. Some outlets, however, they failed that test miserably. I mean, you look at the headlines, right? You talked about that CNN headline, but also the Associated Press, quote, Donald Trump has been escorted off the stage during a rally after loud noises ring out in the crowd. Yeah, loud noises like, you know, gunshots, where you had Donald Trump stand up with blood on his face and on his ear 1 minute after this happened. And their initial reporting is that it was loud noises. That's what caused that. How about the New York Times? Trump hurt but safe after a shooting. No, you utter hacks. It wasn't a shooting. It was an assassination attempt. ABC News, Sunday morning, George Stephanopoulos, quote, President Trump and his supporters have contributed to this violent rhetoric as well. And then Martha Raddatz says, absolutely, George. And let's remember January 6th. I mean, this is 31 flavors of absolute stupidity. Meanwhile, Joe Biden, the president, said there should be a, quote, bullseye on Donald Trump, unquote. He said that on July 8th, 1 week before this happened. He spoke last night, boilerplate comments about unity in a teleprompter. It had no authenticity behind it. And then he shuffled off without taking one question from the press.
I wanted to come on here and express a few more thoughts about the Donald Trump assassination attempt because I know millions of Americans are hurting and scared. Since the night of the debate on June 27th, I've really felt like our country is going through a shift and a period of mass awakening. The mainstream media lied for years and covered Joe Biden's cognitive issues, even though we all saw it with our eyes and ears. Since that debate, many in the mainstream media, as well as many elected officials, have been unmasked, and they've really lost all credibility. When I say 90% of the mainstream media, as well as governors, congressmen, senators, are responsible for what just happened to Donald Trump, here's what I mean. The rhetoric in our country has become so polarized. Billions of dollars have been spent painting Donald Trump as this boogeyman and this less than human figure. For years, the mainstream media has painted Donald Trump as a threat to democracy, but we just found out we have an ego-driven zombie sitting in the White House in the Oval Office. That is a threat to democracy. Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, many in the Democratic elite and the Democrat media, you can look at the MSNBCs of the world, they've not only painted Donald Trump as this type of figure, but also anyone who supports him.
Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you. Shoe program, nigga. 23-hour lockdown.
Stopped the Secret Service from swooping him off stage so that he could stop and signal to the American people, in all of his confusion and all of his craziness, having just survived an assassination attempt. It was his priority to signal to the American people that it was going to be okay. Take a look at Trump. That's just incredible. That will give me chills forever to realize that. I don't think you understand what sort of a strength that takes. I would be so terrified in that moment. I would be sprinting off stage.
I'm glad that this was a cordial conversation.
Yeah, me too.
And what it resulted with was, I think and you think, and we don't think the same way.
Oh yeah.
And that's that, you know. I think that I'm sad that dude 3 days ago missed his shot on Trump. That's tragic.
That's wicked. That's wicked for you to wish Trump to be dead like that.
I'm sad that he missed.
You would not believe this, but The Simpsons actually predicted the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. In a 2015 episode titled Trump-tastic Voyage, a scene shows Trump being surrounded by Secret Service agents after being targeted by an assassin. This shocking scene became terrifyingly real when, in recent times, an actual assassination attempt on Trump was thwarted. The eeriness of this prediction is enough to send chills down anyone's spine, proving once again that The Simpsons has an uncanny ability to foresee the future.
This man predicted Trump's assassination attempt 3 months ago.
I saw an attempt on his life. This bullet flew by his ear, and it came so close to his head that it busted his eardrum. And I saw he fell to his knees during this time frame, and he started worshiping the Lord. He got radically born again during this time frame. I'm talking, people say he's saved now, but he becomes really on fire for Jesus, for what I saw coming.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Look as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight. And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
A congressman said that Trump should be eliminated. During an interview with Jen Psaki, New York Congressman Daniel Goldman said this about Donald Trump.
That man cannot see public office again. He is destructive to our democracy, and he has to be eliminated.
Later, Goldman walked back his comment, posting this on X: "I certainly wish no harm to him and do not condone political violence. I apologize for the poor choice of words."
I just found out about this shit. It just happened. I haven't even had a second to process. You're telling me somebody finally had the balls to bring a pew-pew and he missed? We were a second away. We were a centimeter away from half of the problem being gone, and you missed. There was a white man attached to that trigger. I know it. We were a centimeter away.
Again, gross. But did you notice she said half the problem? So I'm curious, what's the other half of the problem? Is Trump one half and all the people that support him the other half? Like, this is gross and dangerous rhetoric. And again, ask yourself, what led these people to be so extreme about their beliefs on Donald Trump? What got them to the point where they felt he needs to be assassinated? Genuinely ask yourself and think about it for a second. This is not how we want things going in our country. This is not how we want the United States of America to operate. This could set a terrible precedent, and nobody should be upset that he did not die.
Thanks for tuning in. If you found this video entertaining and you received any kind of enjoyment from watching it, please subscribe, share it with others, hit that notification bell, and most important, don't forget to smash that like button and leave a comment. It truly makes a difference. YouTube's algorithms thrive on engagement, and your support ensures these videos reach a wider audience. It's worth mentioning that YouTube doesn't directly compensate creators like me for content. So if you'd like to support the channel, consider making a donation through the Cash App provided above. Your donations will go towards me having the time to create more videos for your enjoyment. Now, with all that being said, peace, and thank you for being a part of the Surviving the Fuckery community.